Does the Highwaymen show that Netflix is targeting a new audience? Don't tell Steven Spielberg. It's been a busy time recently for high-profile Netflix original movies, following the success of In December 2018. With the likes of and already released this year, The Highwaymen is the latest offering to boast some impressive star power, marking the first ever on-screen pairing of Kevin Costner and Woody Harrelson. But what's most notable about the movie is that it continues to suggest that Netflix is going after a different audience. Set in 1934, The Highwaymen tells the untold. The movie centers on the duo's old-fashioned approach to hunting down criminals and their unease with newer technology, such as wiretaps. As if that weren't enough, of course, if you know your history, you'll know that Hammer and Galt turned out to be just the men for the job. One thing but the problem with The Highwaymen is that, unlike the 1967 movie, which proved to be a watershed moment in Hollywood, it won't be remembered long after you've even finished it or proved such a game changer. That doesn't mean there's anything particularly wrong with it. The Highwaymen when people questioned the accuracy of Netflix's viewing figures for Bird Box, they noted that the figures only included accounts that watched. The Highwaymen is not, and maybe that's the point. From 2017 put Netflix US viewers mainly in the 25-34 and 35-44 brackets, while a YouGov survey in the UK put just under 50% of Netflix users under the age of 35. But The Highwaymen, it's telling that when the movie was initially planned back in 2005, the idea was to have Paul Newman and Robert Redford in the lead roles. The leads may have changed. Hammer and Galt brought down Bonnie and Clyde because they used the old ways and they proved more effective than the newfangled technology. Quite ironic, but, following the likes of Roma and Triple Frontier, it's a sign that Netflix won't just be delivering meme-able teen rom-coms, horror movies, and Adam Sandler comedies. The streaming giant The Highwaymen might not be a Bird Box level hit and certainly won't spawn endless social media content. However, The Highwaymen is now available to watch on Netflix. Want up-to-the-minute entertainment news and features? Just hit like on
Raindrops, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot bar. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.